Do you know how to deal with mistakes when you speak in public? I want to talk about this important topic in this video. Hi, I am Stefano Cera, and since 1998 I am a trainer in public speaking. I am a coach, radio speaker, and I am also a counselor of an Italian trainer association called Connectance, an experiential trainers association. Well, one topic about speaking in public is about the mistakes that you can make because of anxiety, fear to speak in public. So in this video I want to talk about this important topic in order to give you some specific tools in order to overcome this kind of problem. First of all, it's important to know your audience. In fact, one of the main sources of presentation anxiety is the fear of being judged, criticized, or rejected by your audience. So, to reduce this fear, you need to know your audience well. So, it's important to make some researches about their background, interests, expectations, and also needs. It's important to tailor your content, your style, and tone to suit them. So, it's important also to anticipate their questions, objections, and prepare your answers. In this way, by knowing well your audience, you can establish a rapport, a credibility, and relevance, and especially avoid surprises or misunderstanding. Point number 2. Plan your structure. In fact, another common presentation anxiety mistake is to improvise or not having a clear structure. This can lead to confusion or losing track of your main points. So, to avoid this, you need to plan your structure in a very careful way. So, start with, for example, a catchy introduction that can grab attention, states your purpose, and previews your main points. Then, develop each point with evidence, examples, and explanations. It's important to be concrete when you speak in public, in order to give examples and also tell some stories, anecdotes, and so on. Again, about point number 2, end with a memorable conclusion that summarizes your main points, reinforces your message, and calls for action. So it's important to use transitions, signposts, and repetition to guide your audience through your structure. Point number 3, practice your delivery. In fact, a third common presentation mistake is to neglect your delivery skills. Delivery, for example, is how to use your voice, your body, your visual aids in order to use in the proper way verbal elements of communication, paraverbal and not verbal elements of communication. So, in order to improve your delivery, you need to practice your presentation several times before the actual presentation, the actual event. So, it's important to record yourself and watch and listen to your performance. Pay attention to your paraverbal part of your communication, such as rhythm, voice, volume, path, prosody, and so on. Please avoid filler words, and so on. This vocal part of paraverbal communication that is a real tragedy for your part of paraverbal communication. Another common mistake is to speak too fast or too slow. Please use pauses, emphasize, and variation to create interest and impact. And remember to practice also your body language, for example, gestures, eye contact, posture, movement, and so on. And avoid also typical gestures such as crossing your arms, looking away, or pacing nervously. It is a common mistake but very dangerous for your effectiveness when you speak in public. And it's important also to use visual aids that could be clear, relevant, and engaging. And remember also to get to the presentation location early enough to rehearse everything you need for your presentation, your computer, your slides, your PowerPoint, I don't know, the necessary adjustment for all that you can need in your presentation and before your presentation. So, if you liked this video, remember to subscribe to my channel, YouTube channel, and please also remember to activate the ring bell in order to keep in touch for any kind of information about my videos. And moreover, I remind my personal site, stefanocera.com, and also I remind you in Italian, also a podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And see you soon on my next video about public speaking.